Welcome back, man. I'm sorry about that. Y'all know how my camera is. Y'all been watching the videos. It go off on me after I get about 10 minutes in. Gotta give me a better camera. I'm really using phone, the old phone. It's okay. But I want to go back to where I was right, where I was wrong in this week analysis. I think I left off with the Saints, so we're gonna pick up right here the Texans and the Jaguars. The Jaguars was at home. But the Jaguars was at home. They have been playing pretty good. It seems like you don't know what you're gonna get from them on a week-to-week basis because they've been playing pretty decent. And here it is this week at home. They couldn't even score a touchdown. They put up 9 points, 3 field goals, which is kind of very sad in my opinion. But they had a division game against the Texans. The Texans have a bad record, but if you watch them, they're a good team. I would say they're an average team. They very well coached by Lovie Smith. They pretty much decent on both sides of the football. Intangibles great. The Texans is a team I feel like in the building stage, but they not just nobody you gonna go kick around. They gonna fight you and you gonna come out. You might come out win, but you gonna know they was there. And so by the Jacksonville Jaguars giving them 7, even though the Jacksonville's at home, that's a division game. AFC South. And as of right now, be honest with you, AFC South pretty much up for grabs. And so not only that, it was a division game. And like I say, anytime it's a division game and it's 7 or more points, I usually take the points because no matter how bad the team is that's getting the point, it's pretty much going to always be a dogfight. Once again, for the simple fact that teams fight for division wins because division wins can get you in the playoffs alone. So I took the Texans with the 7 and I was right on that. The final score was 13-7. The Texans actually got a win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Upset and just horrible loss for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Couldn't even score a touchdown. Next, we had the Titans at the Commanders. I actually kind of thought the Commanders were going to upset the Titans, but my betting spirit told me to take the Titans, giving 2 points to the Commanders, even though Commanders was at home. The Commanders is an okay football team. They well coached. Ron Rivera is a great coach. Carson Wentz a great quarterback. I just feel like he needs some more pieces. The Titans is a good football team. Got the best running back in the league. They're very well coached with Mike Vrabel. And I just feel like this was their week to do what they were supposed to do because they are a playoff caliber football team. And they did. They put up 3 touchdowns. The final score was 21-17. So giving those 2 points that I did give with the Titans was good. So I was right on that. Next, we have the Bears at the Vikings. That was a dog fight. I took the Bears, and I'm about to tell you why I took the Bears. So I was right on that. The final score was 22-29. So the Vikings won by 7, but they was given 7.5, and I took the 7.5. And reason why I took the 7.5, if you didn't listen to the video for the picks, reason why I took the 7.5 was because the Bears got a good defense, and they not a bad football team. I mean, they're a bad football team, but they teetering between bad and average. I give them an average because of the defense. And Justin Fields ain't no punk. He's not great. He's not super dynamic like Lamar Jackson, but he will fight. He not gonna lay down. And the Bears is another team like the Texans. You might beat them up, but you gonna know they was there. You gonna come out with a swole eye or bust lip. So they always put up a fight. Next thing, like I said, like I always say, anytime it's 7 points or more in a division game, it's best to take those points. Not always, but most of the time. For the simple fact that in a division, it's gonna be a dogfight. The Vikings, they looking pretty good this year. They gonna have to show me by winning the division that they the real deal, but they looking pretty good this year. And the Bears, they probably not gonna make the playoffs. Matter of fact, I know they're not gonna make the playoffs. And so, but I did take the 7.5, and by the skin of my teeth, I can't. That was a good pick, and that was one of my locks. I'm surprised I took that as a lock because that could have kind of turned ugly. But Bears was actually winning the game pretty much for most of the game. It was going back and forth, but so I made it by the skin of my teeth with that 0.5 point. So I was good on that, and that was one of my locks. Next, we have the Chargers at the Browns. The Chargers was without their starting receiver, Keenan Allen. They was, of course, without Joey Bosa. And they was on the road at the dog pound in Cleveland. Cleveland pretty much played good in the dog pound, but they still playing with Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett is a backup quarterback at best. They was without Myles Garrett, I believe. Was they without Myles Garrett? I didn't really watch all of the game, but that was a pretty decent game. Both of the running backs had great games. Both of the running back was over 120, and that was a running back showdown. And the Browns actually was winning the whole game. The Chargers ended up coming back. And Justin Herbert is a great quarterback, but I just don't know if he going to make I'm thinking he going to get a first-round exit in the playoffs if he make it, because that division is going to be tough. But it's like one week he do this, the next week he do something else, even though he getting some W's. But, I mean, I just don't like the way they dragging themselves across the finish line. And people may say, hey, put up 30 points, but that was a running back showdown game. Like, Josh Herbert is just not showing me enough. He's a great quarterback. He's going to be great in this league. I want to say that he's going to be elite. And he's going to be around for a while. But before I start giving him some flowers, I need him to show me more. Because they should have covered that spread. I felt like the game was going to come down to no. I felt like the Chargers was going to beat them by at least a touchdown. By them being at home, they defense, and they was going to play pretty good at home, the Browns, but I still feel like the Chargers was going to at least win by 7 or more. So I gave up the 2.5, which was not good because the Chargers only won by 2, 30 to 28. So I was wrong about that. Then we had the second half. I had locks all the second half. Everything came through for me second half, starting with the 49ers at Panthers. I want to have faith in Baker Mayfield. I'm going to have to make a private video about him when he come back. I'm going to give him a little time, heal up, come back. But I got something for him I'm going to release. I already released a video yesterday by Matt Rule. We seen that coming. He was in over his head. He's not an NFL guy. He's a college guy. And, these 3 years have been a complete mess and confusion for the Carolina Panthers. And now they're going into a rebuilding stage. So a lot of people going to get throughout. Maybe even Christian McCaffrey. They're rebuilding. They're going to bring in a new coaching staff. I don't know who that's going to be. But they, there's a new, they just got a new owner. So they about to change the whole culture in Carolina. And I don't think Baker Mayfield going to be around for that. Unless he come back from his injury and show us something that going to make him prove that he going to be around for a while in that culture, because they're in a rebuilding stage. They got rid of they fired a coach mid-season, and that's kind of a big statement when you fire a coach mid-season. Matt Rule was 3 years in a 7-year contract. He's over $40 million. And so, just for him to be fired mid-season says a whole lot about that situation. And so, like I said, I feel like he was over his head. I made a private video about that. Go check it out yesterday. But I kind of feel like Baker was going to come try to do something. I feel like maybe he might upset. But the betting spirit in me said, no. 49ers is a great football team. They going to make a deep run in the playoffs. Might even be in the Super Bowl again. Jimmy G is back. That defense playing over the top. And, of course, they covered the 6.5 point spread that I gave up. Even though Panthers was at home, I took the 49ers, giving 6.5, and they covered by winning 37-15. Next, we have the Cowboys at the Rams. The final score was 22-10. I took the Cowboys with the 5 for obvious reasons. I hate the Cowboys, but I love what I'm seeing from them. They got a defense that I haven't seen in 20 years. Michael Parsons playing like Lawrence Taylor. That defense is not playing no game. Michael Parsons is an animal. Michael Parsons might be the best defensive player I've ever seen in my lifetime. I'm only 34. And Cooper Rush is doing what Cooper Rush is in there to do. Get the ball, dupe and dunk. If he got to make a long pass, he is playing great football, and they got some situations they got to answer. And when they come back this week, in my prediction to beat the Eagles, I predict that they're going to beat the Eagles. They're going to have a quarterback controversy in Dallas, my people, because Dak getting paid $40 million a year. Jerry didn't want to pay that. We know why. Dak is not a $40 million a year quarterback. If Dak was to come back in and do what Cooper Rush doing, maybe the Cowboys could remain cool. But paying him $40 million a year, we're going to need you to do more than hand, and we need you to be awesome. And Dak is not awesome. And so they're going to have to make some decisions in Dallas. And for me, I would stick with Cooper Rush, because if y'all go back to Dak and end up losing, you can lose the whole locker room, the whole culture. I would stay with Cooper Rush right now. Cooper Rush got the momentum. He haven't threw an interception yet. I don't care what his yards is. He's 4 touchdowns, over 700 yards and no interceptions. Cooper Rush is y'all guy, Jerry. Don't make a mistake. Don't mess this up. Next, we have the Eagles at Cardinals. I wanted to make a personal video about that because the Cardinals lost that game. The Cardinals coach, Cliff Kingsbury, he's another coach on the hot seat. I don't think they're going to fire him mid-season, but if he don't make a deep run to playoff, this is his last season. He's not an NFL guy. He's a college guy. He's just not an NFL coach. He make bad calls. You know, and you know, for him to throw a ball you got 22 seconds left on the clock, and you on the 30-yard line, you 4th and 1. Why would you kick a field goal? You throw it was 3rd and 1. You go for one more pass. If you don't get it, go for it on 4th and 1. You got 1 yard to get. But at least throw one more pass. And if you throw the pass incomplete, the clock already stopped. If a guy catches it, he could run out of bounds. He know the situation, or you can hurry up and spike it with 2 or 3 minutes left. Get this kicker in a closer proximity to kick the kick, because a 43-yard kick was out of his range. He missed all of the warm-up kick from that area. So this was not a good call by Cliff Kingsbury. But I took the Cardinals because I felt like they were going to win straight out. But they gave the Cardinals 5.5 at home. This without A.J. Green, without DeAndre Hopkins, right? But I still took the Cardinals because I felt like this was going to be the week the Eagles was going to lose. But I was wrong, but the 5.5 was good, so I was good because the final score was 20-17. And that was a lock for me. Next lock was Bengals at the Ravens. That's a division game. But the Ravens was only given 3.5. The Ravens was at home. Ravens is, I think, 0-5 at home. They lost the last 5 games at home. They haven't been playing good at home. Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson. He's been great this year. He's been great, but that game, he was regular Lamar Jackson, 100 and some yards and a half, 50, 60 yards on the ground. I thought the game was going to end by a field goal. So that's why I took the Bengals with the 3.5, and I was correct. It won by a field goal. Actually, it won only by 2. And the Bengals lost 17-19. Ravens won, but they didn't cover that 3.5 that I took with the Bengals, so I got that one right. And last but not least was last night, Monday Night Football game, the Raiders at the Chiefs. I feel like the Raiders were going to win straight out. I really did. I feel like the Raiders were going to win straight out. They only won 1 game. They needed that win. They needed that win to be in conversation in that division, because right now they 1-4. And I knew those 7 was going to be good. I asked, like I said, I thought Raiders were going to win straight out. They was up 17-0. And ended up letting these people come back, but that's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs at home, which they played great at home. They end up winning 30-29. If you watched the game last night, with some controversial calls, some mishaps, the last play of the game, Devontae Adams and Hunter Renfrow runs into each other. You know, but I think Raiders were supposed to win that game, but they didn't. But the 7 points was good, so I was right about that. 30-29 final score. Chiefs won at home. So I got everything right except 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 6 games right. Everything else I got right. And you can go back and look at my picks for week 5. I thank y'all for watching. Invest. Let's get this bag together, because this week was amazing for me. Y'all could have been a part of it. Be a part of it this week. Thank you for watching.